Listen, if you only take one single thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this harsh truth. The internet is not a casino, and wealth is absolutely not a lottery ticket. Literally every single day, thousands of beginners jump onto YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok only to get bombarded by these 22-year-olds casually leaning against rented Lamborghinis. They look dead into the camera and promise that you'll make 10 grand by next Tuesday using some mysterious secret loophole. Well, I'm here to tell you, straight from our source material today, that they are selling you a total lie.
And this quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. You are not their student. You are their product. Really let that sink in for a second. These influencers aren't making $10,000 a week by actually doing the business they're pitching to you. Nope, they are making $10,000 a week by selling you a course on how to do it. To actually succeed online, you have to completely rewire how your brain works. You need to understand how digital wealth is genuinely built and stop falling for the illusion.
All right, so here is our game plan for today. First, we'll unpack the get-rich-quick lie. Second, we'll do the math behind the myth. Third, we'll explore the J-curve of wealth. Fourth, we'll dive into frameworks for real success. And finally, we'll leave you with the ultimate choice. Let's get right into it.
First up, the get-rich-quick lie and the math behind the myth.
So, why is this get-rich-quick lie just so incredibly common? Honestly, it boils down to human biology. We are biologically hardwired to crave immediate rewards and dodge pain at all costs. And scammers, fake gurus, they know this perfectly. They prey on your financial anxiety, your absolute dread of that 9-to-5 grind, and your desperate desire for freedom. To see exactly how they hook you, think about the psychology behind a massive number like $100,000. This is the classic revenue versus profit trick. A guru posts this super flashy screenshot of their Shopify dashboard showing 100 grand sales in a single week. It looks amazing, right? It's completely designed to lure you in, trigger your FOMO, and get you to hand over your credit card for their course. But let's peel back the curtain and look at the hidden expenses they deliberately crop out of that screenshot. Let's break it down. To get that 100 grand, they spent 45%, that's $45,000, just on Facebook ads. Boom, gone. Another 30% vanished into overseas inventory and shipping. 10% went to software and contractors. 8% was totally eaten up by angry customers demanding refunds or issuing chargebacks. So, what is actually left over at the end of the day? Just 7%. Which brings us to the sobering reality, $7,000. That stark contrast completely destroys the guru's illusion. Their actual take-home profit for that supposed six-figure week was about 7 grand. And here's the absolute kicker. They had to risk a massive amount of capital, nearly $100,000 of actual cash flow just to get it. Flashing top-line revenue is incredibly easy. Generating actual sustainable profit is incredibly hard. And this leads us straight into a huge psychological trap called survivorship bias. Survivorship bias is the logical error where we focus only on the winners and completely ignore the losers. The internet naturally amplifies the anomalies and quietly hides the giant graveyard of failures. You see that one guy who bought a meme coin on a Tuesday and became a millionaire by Friday. What you don't see because the algorithms don't reward it are the 99,999 other people who bought that exact same coin on Wednesday and lost their entire life savings by Thursday. All right, moving on to section 2, the J-curve of wealth. Now, in a traditional 9-to-5 job, your income is entirely linear. You work 1 hour, you get paid for 1 hour. You stop working, the money stops immediately. But online wealth operates on exponential growth, and it is absolutely crucial to understand this specific timeline, what we call the J-curve. When you build a digital asset, maybe a blog, a YouTube channel, or a software tool, you are essentially working for free at first. Take months 1 through 6, for instance. We call this the trench. You're grinding 20 hours a week and making $0. Your friends literally think you're crazy. Then months 6 to 12 hit, the traction. You make your first $50, the Google algorithms finally start to rank you. And then months 12 to 24, the explosion. The compound interest of all that past effort kicks in, and your income jumps from $200 to $10,000 on autopilot. But here is the tragic trap. 95% of people quit in the trench. They expect linear results, they see $0, they declare, well, this doesn't work, and they quit way before they ever reach the explosion. To really cement this idea, let's totally shatter the overnight success myth using the biggest YouTuber on the planet, Mr. Beast. The popular myth is that Jimmy Donaldson just somehow cracked the code. People see his massive million-dollar sets today and just assume it was an instant hit. But the reality? Jimmy started back in 2012. For 4 straight years, he made incredibly low-quality, boring videos to an audience of almost zero. He obsessed over the algorithm, and he failed publicly over and over again. His so-called overnight success actually took roughly 2,000 days of grinding in the dark. That, my friends, is the J-curve in action.
Now, contrast that grind with the typical ad you see from some 19-year-old claiming he made $1 million dropshipping cheap plastic gadgets. Let's deconstruct that reality and be super sobering for a minute. That kid likely started 3 different failed stores over 2 years. He burned through $20,000 of his parents' money, or maybe student loans, just testing bad products. He finally stumbled onto one temporary winning product, scaled it, made a quick profit, and then the market inevitably saturated. Now his only actual sustainable income is selling you a $997 course on how he supposedly did it all.
So how do you actually win? That's our next stop, frameworks for real success. Now that we've exposed the brutal realities and the math behind those get-rich-quick lies, how do you protect yourself? How do you actually build something that's going to last? Well, you need actionable mental frameworks. Framework number 1 is the 100-hour rule. Whenever you start something new, like learning SEO or coding an app, it is going to be incredibly difficult at first. Your brain will literally scream at you to quit around hour 12 because it just feels too hard. So here is the trick. Step 1, start the venture. Step 2, track your hours in a simple spreadsheet. Step 3, commit to exactly 100 hours of deep, focused work. And step 4, you're only allowed to judge the data and pivot after you hit hour 100. Absolutely never quit at hour 15 just because it's uncomfortable. Okay, framework number 2. What you measure is everything. Think about the massive difference between lagging and leading indicators. Lagging indicators are things like your bank balance or your total subscriber count. These are just the results of your past actions. Staring at them only causes anxiety because you literally can't control them today. Leading indicators, on the other hand, are the daily inputs you absolutely can control. Cold emails sent today, words written today, lines of code coded today. You need to build a dashboard tracking only your leading inputs, because if you hit your inputs, you win the day. And if you win the day, those lagging results will inevitably take care of themselves. Framework 3 is a total mindset shift. You have to embrace the boring. Get-rich-quick schemes feel incredibly exciting, right? Like you're the star of a heist movie. But real wealth building, it's remarkably boring. It's writing 50 targeted cold emails just to get one single client. It's formatting expense spreadsheets. It's fixing a broken WordPress plugin or answering that exact same customer support ticket for the 100th time. Listen, if the work feels boring and repetitive, you are probably doing it exactly right. Remember, excitement is a trap for gamblers. Boredom is a badge of honor for builders. Now, I need you to ask yourself honestly, are you suffering from shiny object syndrome? Because this is arguably the biggest killer of online wealth out there. Think about it. In month 1, you try Amazon FBA. It gets hard. So in month 2, you see a TikTok about AI agencies, you quit Amazon, and you pivot. But wait, you can't sell, so that fails too. By month 3, you're day trading crypto. The tragic result here is that you just end up being a total novice at 3 different things instead of an expert at one. So here is the absolute cure for that. We call it the shiny object detox. You must pick one business model, write it on a sticky note, and stick it directly onto your computer monitor. You must put on blinders like a racehorse. You are strictly forbidden from looking at, researching, or even thinking about any other business models for a full 12 months. You have to give yourself the actual time required to push through that J-curve we talked about earlier. And hey, if you ever get tempted to stray during that year, run the Guru Scam test. If someone pitches you an opportunity using any of these forbidden words, close the tab immediately. Secret? There are no secrets on the internet, only fundamentals. Loophole? Algorithms update weekly. Loopholes close in days. Push button? If it was push button, they'd hire a $5 an hour assistant to push it. They wouldn't sell it to you. Guaranteed? The FTC literally prohibits guaranteeing income and business opportunities. And only 3 spots left? Come on, that is purely fake scarcity used by desperate marketers. Which brings us to our final section, the ultimate choice. We've debunked the math, mapped out the timeline, and given you the frameworks. Now it all comes down to a really stark choice regarding your own financial reality. If someone offered you this choice, what would you take? Option A. You're handed $10,000 tomorrow, but the IRS audits you. The platform you used completely bans you, and you learn absolutely 0 real skills to ever repeat the process. Or option B. You make $0 for the next 6 months while you learn copywriting, build an audience, and create a real, valuable product. In year 2, you make $100,000. You own the asset outright, and no one can ever take it away from you. Let me tell you, every single mature entrepreneur will always choose option B. And that brings us to our final thought. Burn this into your memory. The shortcut is just doing the work consistently while everyone else is looking for a shortcut. The internet massively rewards patience, it rewards resilience, and it rewards the willingness to suck at something long enough to finally get good at it. Stop looking for the fake loopholes. It is time to roll up your sleeves because we have some serious bricks to lay. So my question to you is, what asset are you going to start building today?